I'm looking for answers. Let me say that again, 727 pounds. That's how much.
Even our volunteers say that air sickness isn't really that common among the dogs. It does happen sometimes. But let's be frank, that's a problem for some humans too.
You can pull up here, you put your car in neutral. Usually you start about halfway up this hill or at the bottom, and it will normally roll all the way up it.
But do you know what makes a ghost story even better? How about some proof? The urban legend says if you put some flour on your bumper, you'll be able to see the fingerprints from where the ghosts help push you. So, the weirdest thing is happening right now. It really feels like I am being pushed or pulled, somehow going up this hill. I mean, the car is in neutral, but for good measure, I'll kill the engine. Still moving up to 6 miles per hour. But it looks like that flower is still untouched. I am, of course, talking about Bigfoot. Many people have reported sightings, but none have been verified. Thanks. What is really buried at Cedar Hill Cemetery? You've probably seen a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin before, but have you ever seen a John-o'-lantern watermelon before? Wow.
Only Jacob could figure that one out. Jacob Kittilstad slides into West Point, Mississippi this Mystery Monday.
Look at this happy child all bundled up on a sled. That's me, Jacob Kittilstad, getting pulled around by my Grandpa Clem. Sledding is one of the happy memories I hold on to from my birth state of Wisconsin. But trying to replicate those moments in Mississippi, there's just one problem. Ice and snow, it just doesn't stick. And that's why this factory is such a conundrum. It's empty now, but Charles Poindexter says it used to be full of employees and full of sleds.
In 1975 on until 1993, the flexible flyer sled was made in West Point, Mississippi. It is a pivot here and pivot here, plus a slide back and forth here, and which in turn allows those runners to turn. The metal parts was all bent, stamped, and painted here in this building. We had a carousel assembly line where you put the parts on conveyor, and the sleds was assembled and went through a nailer and nailed the boards on. At the time we was building sleds in this area here, we had a pit over here.
But isn't making sleds in Mississippi a bit like building boats in the desert or sewing swim trunks in the Arctic? Well, the answer why it came here is, of course, money. The company owning the product was bought and sold multiple times, moving from Pennsylvania to Ohio, eventually getting to Mississippi.
For financial reasons, to have a winter product along with our summer product, as far as the use of it, yeah, it doesn't make sense to have a sled in West Point, Mississippi, because it only snows once every, a year or two.
But today, sledding in Mississippi changes forever. Behold, a sled that will always work in the Magnolia State. A block of ice. And all you really need is a little bit of wintertime spirit, plus a towel to avoid some frostbite. All right, here we go. Exploring the unexplained this Mystery Monday, Jacob Kittilstad, WJTV News Channel 12.
Right near the intersection at Gallatin, let's take a look at this huge fire right behind me right now. We're seeing giant flames coming out of the roof of the building next to Dreams nightclub. Now, we don't know exactly what started it, but we've learned, oh my gosh, it's growing as we're looking right now. We've learned that this is an apartment complex, or right here, the Louisiana State Mobile Command Center is just backing up. Just beyond that, you can see the bank where those 3 hostages are being held. Now, it was just confirmed to us that authorities are in talks with this man, who is a local man. They actually say that he's been around here his entire life. There were some rumors going around that he was not from this area. He, in fact, is. It's unclear exactly what his motivation is, if he was trying to rob this bank or if he was trying to prompt something else by police. That's still being investigated. But what we do know is that 3 people are inside, reportedly handcuffed and at gunpoint. And again, that is the top priority of authorities on scene.